Congressman Peter Welch.
Hey, this is a great night. We're waiting for Bernie. You know, I want to say something about Bernie. He has used the stature that he earned from the people of Vermont, the American people, in this election, in this state, and in this country, to be a unifier. He is bringing us together, and we are going to win the House of Representatives in large part because of his work. And we are hanging out for the Senate. So every speaker has said why this is the most important election. I had an experience. It's about 6 weeks ago, and I went down to the border in Brownsville, Texas, with Mexico. And you all know what's been happening there. And I was among the first group who went down there. And what is happening in your name, in the government that represents you and me, is that there is a policy from the President of the United States to separate children from their parents. That's the policy in your name. And the reason for that is because the President wants to say to people like me and Bernie, vote for my wall and I'll give you the kids. He's trying to tell moms in San Pedro Sula, in parts of Honduras and El Salvador and Guatemala, who are so terrorized by the violence that the safety of their children is nothing they can take for granted. In the middle of the night, they wake them up and say, honey, we've got to go. Where are we going? We're just going north. And what the President did is he made it a crime. Mostly women with children lost their husbands oftentimes or their partners to violence. Made it a crime for them to cross that bridge and knock on the door of the United States of America and ask for help. That became a crime in your name. And then that justification, this is a crime, allowed for those kids to be taken from their parents. And as we stand here tonight, there's over 500 children who still have no idea where their parent is. None. I'm not going to ask you to vote. I'm not going to tell you to vote. But I'm going to ask you to ask the question. When we have a government that in your name has been separating children from their parents, when we have a government, that man in the White House, who in our name has been saying that if you're a Muslim, you cannot come to this country. If you have a government in your name that is saying to folks in Georgia, they can't vote, and it all happens to be coincidental that they're African American. My question to you, my question to myself is, how can we not vote? That is not the government that operates in our name. Have said this, but it was most poignantly brought to my just immediate emotional attention when we were at a rally that we had down in Randolph, and a former Marine, 6 years, a tour in Iraq, a tour in Afghanistan. He knows something about service to country. He came up and he said, you know, Peter, I'm with you and Bernie, Vermonters, on all these issues. Medicare for all, free college, training for kids who want to learn a trade, climate change. Now, all those things we've been talking about tonight, but he said, Peter, this election is about something else. This is about our democracy. The guardrails of our democracy are under assault. And what we are going to do on Tuesday is what the Constitution permits us to do. Voters here in Vermont, voters across this vast country of ours, from all different races, creeds, genders, everything, to send a message to the White House that we want a mid-course correction. No more family separation in our name. No more discrimination in our name. No more Muslim bans in our name. That is what this election is about. And the final thing I want to say, we get an opportunity, we earn the trust of the American people to govern for 2 years in the House and work with our colleagues in the Senate. We're not going to waste our time talking about Trump. You don't need me, you don't even need Bernie to tell you what kind of person he is and what he stands for. What he stands for fundamentally is winner-take-all politics. You're on your own. But what we're going to do is promote policies that work for everybody. You know, we've got to bring down prescription drug prices. We've got to do that for the folks in Oklahoma who voted for Donald Trump, just like we've got to do it for the folks here in Vermont who can't figure out whether they can afford that medication. You know, we've got kids wanting to go to college, and your parents haven't had a raise in 20 years. They've taken out a second mortgage to try to help out. They're in red states and they're in blue states. We want to help all of those kids who have some aspirations to be a better person. And the difference between us and that man in the White House is we understand something very simple. And that is, we are all in it together. And when we work together, we're going to make America better. Everybody, as one, on Tuesday,